Hello, my name is Brad Skendzel, and I'd like to welcome you to the virtual open house and my health education class. On this slide, you can see that my contact information. It is the best way to get a hold of me, and it is at bskendzel@lths.net. This is actually my 11th year here at Lyons Township High School. This is my 10th year within the health education program, and I am currently the curriculum coordinator. I am the head boys varsity volleyball coach. I am also the girls sophomore volleyball coach. My planning periods are 1 and 8. So those are ways where I will be replying back to students in case they need help. And then also, of course, I'll be utilizing that Vita Plena time if there's any questions or emails that I need to get back to in response to my students or parents. Here in health, we have 6 units. We have the wellness unit, nutrition, mental health, substance abuse, human development, and CPR. I'm going to give you a real quick overview of each unit. Within wellness, what we covered was the 8 dimensions of wellness, such as emotional, financial, social, spiritual, occupational, physical, intellectual, and environmental. We had a lot of discussion talking about those and how we can incorporate those into our lives, what they do currently, what we're doing for them, and then how we could adapt to them and make them even better, so they're better suited for us and for those that are around us. There's also a unit on reflection within that wellness unit. And then also in that unit, we did an activity where they were to find out their inner personality, which I like to call their inner animal. And they were either going to be given the lion, beaver, golden retriever, or the otter based on how they did on that personality test. Then we're getting into that nutrition unit. Within the nutrition unit, we do talk about macro and micronutrients. We'll focus on eating a well-balanced diet versus an unhealthy diet. We do talk about eating disorders within that unit. We will be creating a food log where the students will research 2 days of their typical eating habits and then analyze that. And then we're going to try and create an ideal day of eating. It is a great activity. And I feel like where many students find out if they would like to become a nutritionist or they're going to stay completely away from ever going into that type of field or work. So that's all kind of covered within our nutrition unit. We also then get into mental health. Within our mental health unit, we do cover a lot of different aspects that go into that. We do talk about death and dying. We do talk about mental health disorders. And we also then have a focus on goal setting, motivation, resiliency, pride, dignity, integrity, respect. We talk about ways that for coping and dealing with defense mechanisms. We talk about different types of programs and people that they can reach out to if there were any concerns. And all of that goes into our mental health. But we focus on a lot of those positive aspects of good mental health characteristics. Then we get into our substance abuse unit, where we would talk about drug use, drug misuse, drug abuse. We talk about the effects of physically and psychologically and the use of drugs. And then we work ourselves into human development. Within human development, we are a comprehensive sex education course. So we do cover a lot of different aspects in human development. We do talk about conception and birth. We'll talk about relationships. We do talk about the male and female anatomy. We talk about sexually transmitted diseases. We talk about contraceptives, right? And all that goes into that human development unit. And then last, we end with CPR. All the instructors here at Lyons Township High School are certified through the American Heart Association as instructors. So we, in the past, have always been able to certify our students with CPR. They would be able to leave our class with an adult child infant CPR with the use of an AED certificate. The goal is that we're still going to try and do that if we were able to come back in some type of in-person learning. If it is still in a remote learning at the end of the semester, we will still be getting that information out to the students. They would still practice, but we would not be able to certify the students at that time for that practical setting. So those are units that we have here in health. And then kind of just talking about our daily schedule. So we do have our Lion Day, which is periods 1 through 8. I meet with all of my classes on that day. You have the Gold Day where I just would meet with my classes 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then you have your Blue Day, which is 5, 6, 7, and 8. For the asynchronous meetings, which we do not meet with our students, the health staff has kind of figured what we would like to do is that we will assign work to be completed over the entire week. Instead of having something due just on that asynchronous day, all of our assignments are due by Sunday night at 11:59 p.m. We have received a lot of positive feedback from our students with this type of due date. And if it were to change, we would definitely make sure we let our students know well in advance of any of those updated due dates. So the expectations for health is that they have their health textbook and their health workbook. The attendance that they are there on the synchronous day, we take attendance as they are coming into class. They're in the waiting room, and then once I verify who they are, I allow them into our class. And with communication, especially in this type of situation that we are currently in with the remote learning, communication is very key. It is critical, and I have emphasized that to my students. If something comes up, whether it be with a lack of connection, internet problems, whatever it may be, have them send me an email, try and reach out when they can, or let me know in advance, so we can kind of just work through that together. I am very quick in responding to my emails. I usually reply to everyone within 24 hours, many times even sooner than that, if I can. The Canvas, that is where my students and you guys can find everything that they need to have for health class. If it is anything outside of it, I will be sure to let you know and the students know where they could find that material. But I have felt I've done very well in getting everything put onto Canvas and only Canvas. And I will show you guys Canvas here at the end of this presentation, just in case you have any questions, or at least how to navigate my page, what the students see. So our grading for semester coursework, we have 4 different categories. Unit vocabulary, which is a weekly vocab, essentially a quiz that is completed on Canvas. We have weekly discussion boards, and the discussion boards is really something that I have brought back from my graduate school, where we were doing a lot of blended format, but we would still be on site, but then off site. We would have a lot of different discussions online. So I brought that here into our health curriculum. So it'll be questions related to the current unit that we are in. And then the students will have to reply to the initial post, so my statement, and then reply to at least 2 other students. So really just try and enhance that discussion of health just outside the classroom. We have unit projects and then our unit exams, and everything is worth 25%. And our grading even further in detail. So at LTHS, our grade A through F communicates a level of achievement toward identified that learning objective. We have changed it. We are no longer on that 0 to 100 scale in the health curriculum. We've changed it to a 50 to 100. So the lowest score that any student could get on any assignment or exam, quiz, whatever it may be, is a 50%. That is the lowest grade that they could achieve. If a student does not complete an assignment or forgets to turn it in, they will receive an I, which stands for incomplete. And then after 2 weeks, if they have still yet to redo the assignment or complete it, we will change it to that 50% grade, so whatever that may be. With all of our summative assessments, okay, so again, for the vocabulary, for the discussion board, for the projects, and for the exams, we do have a retake policy, and they're allowed to retake the assessment at least once, so for each category. For vocab, it's already built in. If they take the vocab and they don't like their score that they received the first time, they're allowed to retake it. For the discussion board, after I grade that, if they would like to update it, they can. They just need to email me and let me know. That'll go for the same for the project. And then for the exam, if they would like to retake the exam for the assessment, they will need to fill out like a retake form that demonstrates their preparedness and readiness, and then we would then give them the option to retake the exams to try and improve their score. With all grades, we take the higher of the 2. Even if they did better the first time to the second time, we would take the score from the first attempt to not penalize any of our students. These are all of our health educators. Feel free to reach out to any of them if you have any questions. Again, my email is at the top. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have after this presentation. And before I let everyone go, I would like to share with you my Canvas page. So I'm going to stop sharing for 1 second and then reshare. Okay. So then this way you'd be able to see what I have. Okay, so on Canvas, okay, this is my health homepage. And you can see I do have the welcome. And then I update this weekly. So we're currently in week 3 as I'm making this presentation. And then it kind of outlines the entire week of what we have. So the gold days, you have the gold day, which is highlighted in the gold, periods 4 through 1, and then the blue days, which is 5 through 8. Whether it be asynchronous or an asynchronous day, we give them the activity. And then you can kind of see down here towards the bottom, you have that asynchronous learning and for what is due this week. And then I also put up the schedule for the students on what the line day time is, the gold day, and the blue day. For whatever reason, if a student were to forget about what we did prior to in a previous week, if they go up here to pages, they would then be able to view all of my pages that I have, and then they could go back and check and, oh, I needed to work on this, or this is what we did that previous week. When they're coming into my class and they'd like to sign into my Zoom, all of the links are located right here. So they just click on that link and it takes them directly to that Zoom. Again, if you have any questions for me, I would be happy to answer them. It was really nice getting to meet you, I guess, in this virtual platform. I look forward to working with your son or daughters this semester. And have a great day. Thank you.